Here's chopper video again. This is the chopper we're looking at, our chopper 11, flying up here near Denton, looking at the storm where we have the tight rotation. And this is the area here where there's the concern for a potential tornado. This is moving eastward, right along, kind of hugging 380. Let's double box our Viper in here too, if you would please, back in the control room, because I want to show you there's the hail core and here's chopper 11. So right on my radar map, I can now plot where chopper 11 is located and also a number of our storm chasers. I can show you specifically where they are. Right here is 380. Right here, it looks like, is that Fish Trap? Yeah, that's Fish Trap Road there, and Farm to Market Road 720. So right here's chopper 11 looking back towards the east. Let's switch back over to reflectivity mode there, Jeff. And right there's 380. This is the northern shores of Lake Louisville. Right here along 380 is that portion of the storm that chopper 11 is looking at. Take chopper 11 again, because right here, this area of red on the radar, that's this side of the radar, or this side of the chopper is looking at. So right about here, if this is the rain that's falling right there, I'll give you a little better vantage point. Right there's the rain. This little notch right here is this particular part of this thunderstorm. That's where the air is going up into the thunderstorm and rotating. And that's the area where we could see a tornado drop out of this particular storm. At this point, and I know, Tom, back in the control room, I know you've been talking with the chopper pilots. Have they seen anything drop out of this yet? To me, it doesn't look like they have. So he's going to ask them again to see if we've seen anything drop out of that storm. But so far, it just looks like a rotating wall cloud. Okay, so I'm getting communication from the chopper that they have not seen anything drop out of this particular storm.
Let's talk weather for a second. We check in with our chief meteorologist, Larry Mowry. Larry, we woke up a little strange this morning, cooler, and had a little bit of rain out there.
Yeah, we had thunderstorms that developed in Oklahoma last night, and they dove southward, and then they fell apart as they hit the Red River. We did get some rain up along the Red River from Gainesville, Sherman, over towards the Paris area, and even a few light showers in Denton and Collin County. But what that cooler air did, it had an influence on what happened this afternoon. Not only did it keep temperatures a little cooler, but it also created a real interesting phenomena on the radar. Now, this is the radar image from 4:30 this afternoon. You see all this green across Denton, McKinney, Plano? It was not rain. It was actually bugs and insects that were being thrown up into the sky because of that cooler air. Let me show you what happened. As we started the day, we had that cooler air come in from those dying thunderstorms in Oklahoma. Above that cooler air, there was some warmer air. When the sun came out during the afternoon, it started to heat this area right down at the ground, and it created these little thermals, these pockets of hotter air that rose up into the sky. Once they hit that warmer layer, they stopped. But what these thermals did is they carried all the bugs and the critters and the insects that were down at the ground. They carried the real light ones up into the sky and then held them right here in this layer where the cooler air and the warmer air came together. And what the radar did is it shot up into the sky and bounced off all these tiny bugs in the sky and created that reflectivity return on the radar. Pretty cool stuff. Now, this wasn't like a plague of locusts or anything. The concentration of these bugs in the sky was not terribly high, so you didn't really see them falling from the sky or anything. But the radar can pick up on a lot of really cool things, and today it showed those bugs up in the sky. So we're in the mild air now. Certainly not as hot as yesterday, but the mild air still across Texas. This is the cold air. This is the Arctic air that comes our way. It gets here on Friday with the arrival of this cold front. Not only will the front get here, but there's a lot of activity in the upper levels of the atmosphere that I'm really watching pretty closely. The first is this upper level low in western Canada. The next is this upper level low way out here in the Pacific. Here's what will happen as we get closer to the weekend. That upper level low in Canada will move into the northern plains. That will dislodge all that cold air in Canada and send it southward. That will drive the cold front through North Texas on Friday, bringing rain with it. It'll turn colder on Friday, too, with temperatures falling into the 50s, even 40s, and it will be quite windy for us on Friday as well. And then this secondary low that's now over the Pacific, well, by Friday, that'll be sitting over California, and that one will stall out just to our west. It'll take some time for that upper level low to work across Texas, but as it gets closer to us, it'll likely bring another shot of some rain on Saturday and possibly on Monday of next week as well. The issue here is, though, we're going to have that cold Canadian air in place, and with this disturbance riding over top of us, it looks like it'll be a cold rain here in North Texas, but out to the west, in West Texas up into Oklahoma, they might see some snow on Saturday. No snow for us, at least at this point. We're going to keep an eye on that cold air, though. But here's Friday's forecast. Mild early in the morning, then temperatures fall off into the 40s by the afternoon. Winds gust and wind chills will be in the 30s during the afternoon on Friday with that Arctic cold front.
I don't think there's any question that the two people in our building right now, three if you include Scott in our morning show, you and Jeff right now, is the hardest jobs right now in television, trying to determine what this system is going to do and when it's going to do it and exactly how all of us are going to be impacted.
Right.
Everybody wants to know, how is this going to affect me?
Yeah, and here's the thing that's really interesting about this, Karen, is that it's going to turn cold. We know that. In fact, it turns cold tonight and through the day tomorrow. The other thing that we'll have to watch for is how cold does it get tomorrow night while it's still raining, and it's all about the temperatures. Now, it is highly likely that we will see freezing rain tomorrow night into Friday morning. The question is, and this is the biggest question, how much accumulating ice do we see from that freezing rain? Well, it depends on the temperatures. The best case scenario here is that temperatures stay between 30 and 34 degrees. That would lead to some icy spots on some of the bridges and overpasses. There would also be some ice in the trees, on the leaves, and the power lines as such, but we wouldn't shut down the city because the roads would still be in pretty decent shape. Just the icy spots on the bridges and overpasses. That's the best case if those temperatures stay between 30 and 34. The worst case scenario is if temperatures are between 26 and 30 degrees. That's where everything ices over and there could be even power outages. Right now, we're going to be real close between that 28 and 32 degree range tomorrow night into Friday morning. Now, a slightly better scenario is if it gets even colder. If it gets below 26, we would mainly see snow. The likelihood of that happening, it's pretty low, almost zero as a matter of fact. So in this worst case or best case scenario, it's kind of favoring more the worst case, with about a 60% chance of temperatures dropping into that 20 degree range, upper 20s, which would lead to more ice and more ice accumulation. There's still the chance, though, and it's a decent chance, that it may stay between that 30 and 34 degree range, which would just lead to some slick spots on some of the bridges and overpasses. Now, the problem here is that if it does get this bad in the worst case scenario with ice everywhere, it won't melt, because once we drop below freezing tomorrow night, we will stay below freezing all the way through Monday. That's how long we're going to stay in the ice box here with these cold temperatures coming in. So I hope you enjoyed today. It was just gorgeous. It's still 73 in Dallas, 69 in Fort Worth, but temperatures have dropped into the 50s already in Bowie and over in Bridgeport. So the front will continue to slide southward. Then this upper level disturbance will swing overhead during the day tomorrow, and that's what will bring the rain our way, starting during the day tomorrow and continuing tomorrow night into Friday morning. So this is how it looks on our future sky forecast. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, temperatures will be in the 30s. Gusty north winds, but above freezing, just barely here in Dallas and Fort Worth. Out to the north and west, some light freezing rain will develop, and that will start to pick up during the afternoon, especially out here in our far northwestern counties. But we stay above freezing here in Dallas and Fort Worth during the daytime hours on Thursday. It's Thursday evening and Thursday night when we start to see those temperatures slip to freezing or below freezing. And by 9 o'clock, you can see we're down to about 31 degrees with 20s, and that magical upper 20s out here to the north and west where the icing really starts to become more of a problem. And then as we go through the night, look at temperatures at 1 o'clock in the morning. We're still kind of in that 30 to 31 degree temperature range. There will be freezing rain, but if we stay just above 30 degrees, we may not have the widespread icing. However, as we go into the early morning on Friday, if we get to about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and the rain's still coming down, temperatures have a decent shot of dropping into the upper 20s, and that's when we'd really start to see significant impacts area-wide with the ice with the ice freezing on the roads and causing some serious problems. But then as we head towards mid-morning, the precipitation starts to shut off, but temperatures stay in the 20s all day long for us on Friday. So winter storm warnings go in effect tomorrow and continue all the way through the day on Friday. Ice accumulation, bridges and overpasses, trees and power lines. If we drop into the upper 20s, it'll be on the roads too. And that's
That's what we'll just have to kind of watch for Thursday night to Friday morning. If it gets into the upper 20s, it's going to be real bad for us. And you can see this temperature trend too. This is tomorrow morning. This is tomorrow afternoon. This is Friday morning, and then this is Friday afternoon. Look at Saturday morning, a low of 20, a high of only 27 on Saturday, and then Sunday we'll see temperatures in the mid-20s to start the day. And there's another shot of a little wintry mix Saturday afternoon into Sunday morning. Today, though, 79, almost a record high. 83 is the record for today. Tonight, we'll see temperatures drop to about 40 as it turns colder and windy, and then we stay cold through the next 7 days with that threat of freezing rain tomorrow night into Friday morning, maybe some ice and sleet Saturday into Sunday morning, and temperatures stay in the 30s, Karen, all through most of next week.
Wow, bundle up. Thanks very much, Larry.